Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I am coming to you today from my craft studio in Bancroft, Ontario. So, welcome to Connie's Craft Along, Take Two. If you were here with me live yesterday, you know that things went rather sideways. I had ended up doing a quick trip back to Wasaga Beach, and then I was coming back, but it was okay because I had everything prepped and ready. And except when I pulled it out, some of it wasn't where I thought I had left it, and so I was sort of floundering, and it was kind of last minute. And anyway, it didn't come off as a craft along. So I am back today to craft along on a video, and I will post this, and then you can go ahead and make the card that I had planned to share with you yesterday. Turns out it's not even the card that I was thinking it was, so I was way off the mark on many, many things. So anyway, here we are, and and we'll get right to it. Let's just head down to the crafting area here. Okay, so we are going to start with our designer series paper. And I had said you needed a piece that was 11 inches by 8.5. Okay, we will use both sides. Both sides will show. But let's start with some scoring. So, uh, I heard a great tip the other day, actually. Someone said, just so you know which blade is which. So the darker blade goes deeper, the lighter blade is softer. Lighter color, softer indent. Darker color goes very deep and it cuts your paper. So we are going to score. So let's get rid of that dark guy. On the short side, so this is my short side, I am going to score it at 4.25 inches. I'm just going to run that gently across there a few times. You don't want to be too heavy-handed when you are scoring designer series paper because it could go all the way through, and we don't want to cut the paper. Okay, then on the long side, we are going to score it at 5.5. Okay. All right, so that's it for the scoring. Just two scores, one down, one across. Set this over here, bring in my bone folder, and then we are just going, ooh, very difficult to see where the score lines are on that side. But I know that I am just folding everything in half. So easy enough to figure out where we want to go with that. Was I too heavy-handed? Is this tearing? No, we're okay. Phew. And then I am going to score this way, or sorry, I'm going to fold it this way and burnish that. Okay. And you can do it forward and back. Um, this card is going to flip around different directions. So you want these score lines nice, and you want nice creases on there. Okay, so there is our paper. Now, I have a template that I'm going to bring in so that if you are crafting with this, you can decide now which way you want your card to go. So here is my paper, and we haven't cut this yet. We're going to need our trimmer to cut that, and we'll do that in just a moment. But here's my score lines, and I have the all the colorful flowers face up. Okay. So when we fold this, we're going to fold some of these edges in. We're going to fold some of these things over and up and then around to the back. Okay. So you can see on this version of the card, we have a lot of what started out as the back showing. Okay. But you can also, once you get it all folded, you could flip this over and then you have much less of the back showing. So entirely up to you how you put your card together. I can't can't show you the reverse of this because it's folded. Okay, so let's see. I could kind of, can I kind of do it? Mm, this way, this way, this way. So the card would open backwards here, but uh that would kind of be the reverse. Hmm. No, I don't think so, actually. Anyway, I think it would have gone this way, wouldn't it? Yes, it would have gone this way. Okay, so yes, so here. That's how it would have been if I had done it in reverse and had everything folded in, or if you wanted more of the back showing, it would have been like this. Okay, have I totally confused you? Oh. Okay, anyway, let's go back to the way it's going to be. So this card was going to come together like this, okay? And then the option is that you fold this out and have more of that, okay? So we need to decide whether we want this to show or whether we want to, uh, maybe we'll do it all flipped in for this one, and I'm going to do it this way. To see what we get, shall we? Okay, so I want to cut this. You can either just cut this with scissors, or if you are like me and you can't cut straight lines very well, you may want to come back into your trimmer here. This is the score line on the 5.5, and it would start at 4.25. Okay, so here's a tip for your trimmer. There is a ruler on the arm of your trimmer, but it's clear and it can be very difficult to see the numbers. So I have put a piece of tear and tape on there. Don't pull the backing off. Okay, so you just run it down the front. You leave it just as sort of one-sided tape, but it puts the perfect size white edge on there so you can see your numbers very easily. And then I am just going to uh, go up. I think uh, my blade is dull or something here. It doesn't. It's not cutting very nicely. So um, I'm actually going to stop using that. And I knew this because it happened before, and I forgot to change it. So I need to check that. So instead, what I'm going to do. So here's another trick for cutting. If you have to cut something and you're not really good with straight cuts, use a long scissors so that you can kind of do it in one fell swoop. And I can't quite do it in one cut, but I do have some cut lines that I'm following. So there we go. If you can do it in one snip, you tend to be able to get it straighter easier. Okay, this is how it is supposed to go. And I have a little bit of paper roughage here. So I'm just going to trim this off. This is from I forgot about that because that happened to me when I was making the other card. And then I um, forgot to change the blade. Okay, so now we have this with our score lines, and we are ready to start to um, fold the folds that actually make the card. Okay, so bottom right corner, you're going to fold this up to be just short um, of the score line. Okay, so I am going to come up here, and I know it's very difficult to see, but there's my score line, and I'm just going to come along here. This is actually great paper because I'm using the little checkers to know that I have that straight. Okay, so I'm going to fold that and burnish that. Then on the top, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to measure across 3 inches, and this is going to get folded down, so you don't really need to worry about that mark too much. but it is actually right, right on this grid line here. Actually, you know what? Let's move it right over to that big one, shall we? And then we are going to measure um, down this side 3 inches. Okay, and that's going to be right here. And then I'm just going to put my ruler across these two lines to sort of guide this. Okay, and I'm going to fold that up and then bring this where are we? Here we are. We need to be. And you want it fairly squared, but it doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, and then I'm just going to burnish that. Okay, so there are our two folds. Okay. Okay, so top left side, we're going to fold it over. Okay. And then this bottom section, we are going to fold up. Okay. And this piece is going to wrap around. Okay. And then once we're there, we're just going to burnish everything once again. I seem to have a little bit extra on here. So I cut this just past my score line. So I'm just going to come in here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. I want to do this. Figure this out. If I bring this in, so you can cut this with scissors or you can come to use your guillotine, but you want to make sure you don't cut past there. So, well, that doesn't go all the way down, does it? I did get some of that extra off, and then we'll just come in with our paper snips. There we go. Lots of little itty bitty bits, but just scoop this out of the way, and that will wrap around there. Okay, so there we go. There is the beginnings of our card. Oh, okay, so I was just looking for my next pieces, and one of the ones that I know should be here seems to be missing, but it's all good. Okay, so inside the back here, we are going to put a piece of white cardstock so we can write our greeting. This will just go right centered in here. There we go. You can then glue some of these pieces down. Okay. So I am going to put just a little bit of glue here. So on this edge, you can glue this down if you want as well. It's not necessary, but I am just going to put a little bit of liquid glue along here. Make sure you don't don't go past your cut line. Go past your fold line. Well, that would just be gluing on top of itself, but not necessary. A little bit of paper scrap there. Okay, and then this one I am going to glue along here and up this edge. There, and then this edge, and then we'll fold that up. It's right along there. And then this comes around. Okay. But could also actually just going to put a little bit right up the top edge of this. Woo, that's a little bit too much. Just spread that right up to the top. There we go. And then all my front pockets are kind of held in place. Okay. So these are now pockets. Okay, and then the card will open up like that. All right, I have two pieces of cardstock. One is for the deeper pocket, one is for the more narrow pocket. So they are going to just end up in here. Let's see how they will go. And you can put them across anywhere, however you like. So this is kind of my top message, and then this one. So I'm going to put happy birthday on the longer piece. I'm going to come in here with Misty Moonlight. Oh, okay. My thumb slid across that, but it's all right. Put that right at the top there. Happy birthday. Then I second says, have a good day. Oh, so just going to put this right near the top on here as well. Okay, so there's our messages. This is going to tuck into the back, tuck into the front, and then I have put some. This was actually from the jar of sweetness, and so there are jam jars. Oh, there's the other one. So I could do two jam jars. We could even put one, tuck one in there. You won't see it all. Or we could just use one. Kind of like it with two, though. I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down flat onto my card front, right down in this bottom section. And then I am going to pop these up with dimensionals. We got a lot of odd dimensional stuff going on here. But, was overlapping, didn't I? Oh, let's just see. So if we put this one down here, and then this one is going to come over here. I may need to move this guy up to the very top because I don't want dimensional on dimensional, or we will end up with a lumpy bumpy card. But there we go. I think that will work fine now. Oop. Oh.
But you also told me to keep an eye, okay, in water police. I'll be quiet now.
Okay. So there we have that. And then we just need, of course, we need some sparkle and shine. What shall we put on here? I have some yellow that kind of picks up some yellow from the flowers. We have green, but if it goes on the green, I'm not sure how much. See, we have white with a little blue glimmer in it. What else do we have in here? Anything fun? some of this kind of color, I suppose we could use, but that's kind of bringing in a whole different color, isn't it? What about these? These have white, shiny white. Oh, okay. One last try here. What do we have in the sequence? Anything? Not really anything in there. Okay, I think those are kind of our choices. Maybe these, eh? This I like these guys with they've got a little bit of blue shimmer in them. So let's use these. And we're just going to come in here and sprinkle some of these onto our card. There we go. I think that will work. Okay, I'm going to set this stuff aside. So there is card number one. Okay, I have one more that I have prepared. So I'll go through all of that again for you so you can see it. I have lost one of my embellishments. I had a die cut flower. It's got to be here somewhere. But I don't know where. Uh, I'm not seeing it, which is very distressing. Check the floor. Ha, check the floor. There it is. Okay, we're good. Nobody panic. Okay, starting with our designer series paper once again. And we are going to score at 4 1/4 on the short side and 5 1/2 on the long side. Okay, not even going to attempt the cutter this time because I know it's not feeling happy right now. Oh, I should share with you because these designer series papers are from the sale. There is designer series paper and two-tone cardstock on sale this month, which is why I'm why I'm sharing these things. I'm sorry, look at that. That was uh, not good. Okay, so the first one that I used, as I mentioned, was this jar of sweetness. It's called homemade sweetness, actually. Do believe the bundle is called jar of sweetness, but homemade sweetness. Lots of fun patterns and things in here. They're not all jam related, but some of them are. But look at those little hearts. Isn't that adorable? Spoons, jam spoons, little jam jars. Just cute things to play with. There's some um, beehives for the honey. So fun things. Fruit was on one of them. Don't know whether I have any of that left, actually. Oh, here's a small piece. So some fresh fruits for your jams. Uh, anyway, lots of fun. That was the first one. The second one, this one that we're doing now, is Brushed with Beauty. And this one, I know I have used quite a bit as well. I had a lot, I had several packs of this paper. Um, and so I'm down to some of the last pieces, but some lovely flowers in there. Thought about doing this one, and then I moved over to this one. So anyway, Brushed with Beauty. Those are both on sale right now, so you can get those for 15% off this month only. So just if you want to head to my online store, you can find those and all of the papers that are on sale. If you go to shop and then deals, There is a category in there just for two-tone cards or cardstock and designer series paper, and it'll show you just all the papers that are on sale. Okay, so this time, what do we want to do? Do we want to? I don't know that we want to do it different because this is just plain and boring compared to the beautiful flowers over here. So I am going to cut this side up and I'm going to cut this left edge. Okay. I'll see if I can get it right along the score line this time so that I don't have to trim it later. And I'm cutting up to the other score line. Okay. Then I'm going to take this bottom corner, bottom right corner, and I am going to fold it up almost to my score line. And the almost is, it's a little bit here and there. It doesn't need to be any exact amount. This one we did measure, and it's just because we want to make sure uh, our layering looks nice. So I'm going to go and put a little mark there, 3 inches, and then I am going to come down from the top, 3 inches. Okay, and then I'm just putting my ruler across those two marks to be a guide because I don't have a score line. So I'm just going to fold that kind of against my ruler to get a nice uh, fold starting there. And then I'll bring in my bone folder and give that a nice burnish. Okay, so there are the folds almost to the score line and then 3 inches from the left corner and 3 inches down. Okay, this one is the one that folds in first. Then we fold this one up and this one comes around the back. So these cards, actually, I didn't show you the other one, but the back of the card is also lovely. It's when we have the flowers on the back. So it's a very fancy card all around because we're using designer series paper, and of course that's double-sided. Okay, so I've cut very vanilla for this one. So these flowers are very pale pink, very vanilla, and white. What's on the front? Did we end up? We don't have a lot of white on the front, so um, very vanilla was probably a good choice for this one. I wasn't sure whether to use white or very vanilla because both are in there. And I thought, oh, I don't use very vanilla that often. And this, because this was very vanilla, that was kind of what led to my decision. I'm just going to flip this down just so I can see that I am centered here. Oh, and then while it is down, we can put adhesive on. Where are we going? We're going here. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit. That's where I ended up doing it last time too, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to go down here. This edge across here. I had the card turned the other way the last time. That's why I'm a little confused. And then I'm just going to put a little bit at the edge here. And I'm going to, I should do this one first, just because things are going to get stuck. So I'm going to come down this outer edge across here. I'm going to fold this over. So this is one piece and then fold it up. Okay, put the lid on the glue before we get that places we don't want it. Did I put glue there? Yes, I did. Just need to be a little bit more patient with my liquid glue. That's why I like tape runner. Okay, so here are my die cuts. These are cut from the light side of Secret Sea. This is actually Secret C. The tone is correct. And if you put that there, you can see that that matches beautifully. But I didn't want it that dark. That just seemed odd. But I do have this color. I did forget to do a base for this. We might need to see what we can do for that in a moment. But let's do our stamping on these guys. So here are our two pocket pieces. And I am going to use the Misty Moonlight. I could use Secret Sea, but it would be quite dark. So I think the Misty Moonlight is hopefully a good tone, but not quite as dark. So we'll see. Here we go. Happy birthday. And nicely inked. And then have a good day. There we go. Okay. Now, what do I have that's handy that we could do I want it in so there's our happy birthday and there's our have a good day. Could just do this here. It almost needs something. Well, that helps, doesn't it? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Wink of Stella, because this was my thought. I'm on a Wink of Stella roll these days. I have been using it on lots of projects because it's just shimmery and beautiful and fun. We also have our shimmer pens in the 5 in colors, and they are fantastic for putting shimmer, but they also add color. So you either want to use them on white or something very light and neutral, or they're also awesome on the actual color cardstock. So, but there, we'll just do Wink of Stella. Can you see that? We can get the shimmer. There we go. There, shimmer. I'm just going to give that half a second to dry a little bit, and I am going to grab some vanilla and see what we. Oh, look, maybe this might work. So this is gosh, I don't even know the name of this yet. This is a brand new punch. It is part of the Advent bundle that I didn't show you the bundle because I don't actually have the bundle, but I did mention yesterday that there is a bundle to you can get these boxes, but then there's also a bundle with stamps and little decoration pieces. And you see there, hopefully you can see the shape. There is that punch. So that is this punch. So I did order the punch. Um, I did not order that bundle. Not yet. Anyway, yeah, you have to make choices, right? So let's punch this and we can just see what we think of this as a backing for this. Might be quite as big as I would like, but it might work if the flower dangles down a little bit. Just gives it a little something to hang on to. What do we think? Does that work? I know you're not there. I'm just recording this. See, this is why in Connie's Craft Along, it would have been good. I could have gotten some opinions and some help with some of these decisions. That's why I love doing it as a craft along because then I have all you wise people helping me out. But I think I'm going to go with that. So let's put this. Wow, that's a very flat punch. I cannot actually tell which was the top and which was the back. I'm just going to put this about here. Sure it's straight. And then do we want, yeah, the leaves? No, I think I want the leaves flat. So I am going to put some adhesive right here. And I'm going to plunk my leaves on there. So this part is going to be loose, but it's sort of flat to the card because then I am going to put dimensionals onto this guy. Just didn't want this poking up too far because it is loose. Don't want them to get damaged. Okay. This is just going to come down like that. Yep. Okay. Now we need, you know what? Those gems that I use, look, they have, so the last time we used the white, but look, these are perfect. Perfect. We just don't have quite as much space. There's always a spot for gems, so we can make this work. We're gonna go, should we do 3 corners or maybe here? And whoop, there we go. I like that. That worked out beautifully. Okay, we'll go back in there. We are done with that. We are done with this. And where's our other card? So here is the second card. Okay, and then you've got the beautiful flowers on the back of that as well. Okay, I do believe I said to suggested you use non-directional paper. This paper was a little bit directional, but I thought I could get away with it. Some of these flowers are dangling down and stuff, but I think it's when you just have an overall look, it's okay. It looks okay. So there we go. A couple of sort of fancy folds, but a great way to show off beautiful paper. And if you look in here, like just like that is just gorgeous. This one has these flowers inside. So lots of beautiful sides and flaps and everything for these cards. And then, as I mentioned, I did both of those the same way, but I will just put this this template. So there it is, folded. There's a bit of a switch because this is not glued down because I didn't actually make that card yet. Because then it wouldn't be a good template. So there is, with this front flap flipped the opposite way. So we could have had pink here and we could have had the tan stripes. But for both of these, I really like those flowery papers. So we didn't do that. Okay. So let me add this back here. I look a little bit dark. I'm not sure why. And thank you. Thank you for your patience. And I hope that you find this video. I will post it on social media and there'll be a link to it in my Sunday email as there usually is. So um, I hope you like these cards. They're kind of fun. Great way to show off designer series paper. And don't forget about the sale on the designer series paper. Great time to stock up on some pretty papers, and then you can make these cards. And you could put anything in those pockets. I mean, you could put little treats in there or gift cards or cash, cash fits everywhere, right? Um, but yes, there's lots of things you could do with those pockets. You don't have to just use them for little message tags, but you could put whatever you like on those. So I hope you like the cards. I hope you give them a try. And thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment. Let me know that you saw this and what you think of these cards. And I look forward to crafting with you again really soon. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.